Sangeet. My name is Gauri More and this is my co-host.
Hello everyone, my name is Rohit Nair. If you guys have been following us, in the last 3 episodes we have covered why a Sangeet night is important. We've also looked into conceptualizing the wedding Sangeet theme, and we have looked into selecting the right songs for your wedding Sangeet night.
This episode we are going to consider the fourth important aspect, which is planning your wedding Sangeet rehearsals. One of the most important ones, because that is the start of your wedding prep, and that is why it's so important to get it right.
Exactly, I agree, because sometimes scheduling the rehearsal becomes very overwhelming for the family. If you have a choreographer or you don't, it is something that everyone thinks, how am I going to get everyone together, how are these rehearsals going to happen, there are so many groups, and how do I schedule each group, when do I do this? And don't worry about it, in today's episode we are going to cover all of that for you.
That is right. So let's start with one specific example that I could think of when we are talking about wedding Sangeet rehearsals. Was, you remember this client we had wherein we had the groom side, which was based out of Pune. The bride side was in Pune, but as well in Mumbai. So it was a huge extended family that the bride side had, and the amount of work that went into getting all of them together, letting them know, especially in Mumbai, because we used to do it over the weekends mostly, to get all of them together to ensure that entire day is occupied in teaching and for them to learn. That was quite a huge amount of work that we had to put in. And then don't forget that we had about 20 odd acts that
I
we had
was just going to say
them.
that there were 20 acts and there's a lot of work. One more case study which I can think of for you guys is the bride side was in Lucknow, the groom side was in Pune. And the fun part was, Lucknow we had practically 2 days, and Pune
Just before the Sangeet.
The bride and groom were in Mumbai, so a few sessions there in Mumbai for the cousins and friends over there, and then some of them were in Pune. So 3 different locations to teach and curate that Sangeet for them. So if you look at both of these case studies, we have given you an idea of the families being at different location and there being a lot of acts. Now the secret that we want to reveal to you is how should you manage when there are so many acts, and how should you take it out smoothly that in 1 month or 15 days you can cover up all these acts. So let's dig deep into it. I think I would want you to share the first point of, when there are so many acts, what is the first thing that we look at?
So the first aspect, in my opinion, that we should consider while we are scheduling rehearsals is everyone's time.
Yeah.
So how feasible it is for certain groups of people to maybe meet on a weekend, for certain groups of people to meet at the end of the day post their working hours. So typically our experience has been such that usually your cousins, your friends, this young gang prefers to do it over the weekend, because that's when they have free time, they can give a lot of time, they can spend time with the bride and groom. And usually our parents, grandparents, masis, chachas, mamas, they prefer the weekdays after work, post dinner, so that they are a little bit relaxed and they can focus on them dancing. What according to you is the second key aspect?
I think the second key aspect would be figuring out which groups do we start from. Okay, I personally feel when we are scheduling rehearsals for everyone, even if we are doing it on our own or there is a choreographer in picture, I think taking the bride and groom as the first team, then the cousins, so all younger generation people can be there, because generally these people dance on a lot more songs. Parents prefer doing 1 or 2 songs unless they are too enthused about dancing, but otherwise these are the groups which will have a lot more number of songs is what I can say. So these groups should be taken first, and closer to the show, let's say 2 weeks prior to the show, we should have parents and grandparents and the couples who are the family couples in the house, not the young couples but the older couples. These can be in the second in line, and you should always have something called as a technical rehearsal or a final rehearsal a week before the show. What do you think is the third aspect?
So while I still want to continue on what you spoke about, the different groups that we are covering, with the bride and groom, like we always tell our clients, that's our highlight performance. And we have to ensure that that is one of a kind for that particular family. And the second is, what happens is with your friends, your cousins, one aspect which Rohit covered that they obviously dance much more in terms of number of songs, but other than that, their recall value is way more. So they have a lot more time. But even though they've learned it maybe 1.5 months in advance, they will remember it closer to the Sangeet, even if there are not as many rehearsals. With our parents, grandparents, they have so many other things on their mind that the focus from the dance, if you start from 1.5 months, 2 months in advance, they might forget it. And what happens is, when you teach it to them a month in advance, they will remember it then. But when it comes closer to the Sangeet, they forget and then they panic. And then it is scary for them that they don't want to do it, and then there's this complete panic situation that is created.
I agree. From this one thing that she's saying, generally parents feel start in advance for us because we have never danced or we don't dance too much. But the point is, when we teach them or when they learn closer to the show, they are rehearsing almost every day till the show day is happening, till the Sangeet day is happening. They'll remember it better, is what our experience is. And I think this should be like the third point, that elders in the house or parents should learn closer to the date of the Sangeet. And preferably not doing too many songs, doing something that is easier and the songs that they know is what we would prefer for them to do. So scheduling their rehearsal closer to the Sangeet day. What should be the next point?
So I think since we've already covered the part where we're talking about the feasibility of the different groups, the next important aspect that comes into rehearsal scheduling is to actually schedule them, put them on a calendar, put them on a timeline, on a timetable. So what we usually do is we will talk to the cousins, okay, weekend slot, what is it, afternoon, evening, 4 to 6, fine. We update it in our calendars immediately. So they know that it is in our calendars and we have blocked that time specifically for them. So they also understand the importance of ensuring that they are there on that time, because not only are they coming, but even we are going to be coming. So they respect that time. So we prepare this entire timetable for that entire week for different groups that are coming over the weekdays or over the weekends. What do you think is the next one?
I think before that I'll add, when you schedule a timeline, even if you're doing it at home for your people, when there is a particular time set for a rehearsal, you are mentally prepared that, okay, today evening I have to do dance rehearsal. Because otherwise, when it is a wedding house, you have 10 different things to do. Your tailor calls you at random time, you have to go for your dress, you have to go for shopping, different things, and there are 10 things lined up. So I prefer that if you have a timetable set and you give that to everyone, okay, Monday cousins are meeting, Tuesday parents are meeting, Wednesday bride and groom is meeting. So everyone knows which day they have to keep free, and that's how they should take care of it. So that's a brilliant point. I think the next point would be use of technology. Not everyone right now stays in the same city, and not everyone is available at the same time. So sometimes when the cousins are spread across India or outside India also because they're studying, sometimes doing online sessions really helps. So you can have the tutorial video and the dance video already created and send it to them. Cousins generally it works, all the young generation this works with. I still prefer doing in-person sessions for parents and other couples in the house. But yes, otherwise you should use technology, do Zoom online sessions with them so that they are in sync with what you have learned, and it doesn't happen that they are coming on the last day trying to learn the dance which you have practiced for a month. So you'll automatically see that difference on stage if someone is dancing, learning it one day prior, and others who have practiced for a month. So using the technology, use Zoom to do online dance rehearsal. In that also there is a particular setting where you share computer audio so that you can share the music across. It's a part of the settings.
But that's in terms of the online sessions that we
are doing. Or you can also do the video audio, already recorded videos for your tutorial video and the dance video, and then you share them across and then ask everyone to meet online that they're going to dance together.
Correct.
That also can help if you don't have a choreographer. But I think that should be an important aspect. I think we've covered almost everything. What do you think should be like a last topic or last take that we should have on this?
I think the last one, which is also key, is being a buffer. We do not wait until the last day to finish teaching the choreography.
Absolutely.
So if your Sangeet is going to be 2 days from now, don't finish it today. Finish it at least a week, 10 days, depending on how feasible that is. Reason for that is just before your wedding festivities really start, there are a lot of different rituals that are a part of different communities that have to be done. So keeping that in mind, typically the last 4-5 days we always subtract. We just assume that we will not meet our clients at that time, and we ensure that we're finishing everything. So our entire technical rehearsal as well, right? Not a technical rehearsal. So our entire dry run that we do, wherein all the groups come together on a particular date and a particular time, and we do a complete run through of the show, that is as well done at least 6 to 7 days prior.
I think the add-on point to this would be, with preparing a schedule for rehearsal towards the end when everything is ready, have a schedule for what is the act and which is the number of acts which should be played, so that you can do the final rehearsals according to that schedule. So if you have the first act is cousin, second is bride and groom, third is mom and dad, fourth is whatever. So you revise your dances also accordingly in the last rehearsals.
Correct. So that what that does really is that everyone who is performing, the performers are aware that okay, now it is the cousins performing, okay, in a couple of minutes it's going to be our friends dance that's going to happen. So there is a complete show flow that we typically call it. We have that in place.
So let's recap everything for our audience today. What have we spoken till now? So first, you're going to figure out the feasibility of time that people have and accordingly set a schedule. Once you have a schedule, put that in terms of a timeline of when what rehearsals are going to happen. Select groups which are bigger, younger, to take rehearsals first, and family and friends, family and elderly couples in the house will do later. So closer to the Sangeet date, their rehearsals will happen. Use technology, because technology will help you make the dance performances better, because you will start early. So use Zoom, online sessions, recorded videos for people to start revising their dances, and plan your technical rehearsals at least 1 week in advance, because if you wait until the last day, things will not get ready, and in the last few days there are rituals happening, so you should not wait until that day. Plan at least 1 week in advance for the Sangeet date, that everything else is ready. I think that's about it that you need to look at when you're scheduling rehearsals for your Sangeet night.
Awesome. So having said that, what we're going to do is in the next episode, we are going to be coming closer to the Sangeet. So we are going to talk about what all goes into making the Sangeet night itself happen. So your sequencing, your props, your scheduling in terms of how the entire flow goes from the entry to the performances to the end.
Very important.
All of that is what we are going to cover. So we are coming closer to the Sangeet now, and we look forward for you to see us in the next episode as well. Thank you everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.